every Saturday about Scholarship Saturday. And so we are just going to continue with this journey. And I've been through this journey for some time over the past few years. And so I want to make sure that you all have the information and the strength, the stamina, and the resources that I've acquired over the years, because it is important to have someone in your corner to help you go through the processes that are new, and that you aren't feeling alone without some type of guidance. I wish I have had someone to help me do what I am now helping others to do. And so I'm just going to keep looking real quick here on these different feeds to make sure that everything is going well and like that. So I am so happy that you all are with me. So let's see. Thank you so much for joining me. I see you. I see you. I see you. All right. I'm just going to refresh this real quick. And today we're going to be talking about sanity, scholarships and sanity. Because, honey child, if you do not know about certain things, it can cause you to feel as if you're going to go insane. And that is definitely not what we want to do. And so I am going to just continue to do some preliminary checks real quick. I have some excellent resources for us today. I hope you feel the same. Again, please share this. Make sure you have let other people know that there's a lady who helps people get money for scholarships. I've helped all three of my children win substantial amounts of money for their undergraduate and some of their graduate tuition. And I'm telling you, it's worth the work. It is worth the work, okay? So we're going to be discussing sanity. I want to talk about a few different things when it comes to sanity and scholarships. Um, if you are anything like me, I waited late to start this journey. I didn't know what I was doing at all. And through the years, I have gained knowledge, information, resources, networks that now I can help other people. But going into it for the first time, I was scared and I had a lot of regrets. The reason why I had regrets was because it was finally facing me, even though, you know how people say your children grow up just that quick, right? And it was finally facing me that I did not have a lick of money set aside for my children's education, their higher education. And it intimidated me, it scared me. I was mad at myself. And then again, I had a lot of regret and remorse because of it. And then I went into hyperdrive. I went into hyper mode. And then I went into, we're going to get this done. And I trailblazed with like, again, I'm a Trekkie. For anybody who knows me, I love my Star Trek, right? So we went into warp speed, okay? And we went on the journey to find and win scholarships, which we did. But looking back on the whole thing in a retrospective perspective, now I see, if I had have known that information when they were 2 years old, when they were 1 years old, when they were first born, we could have avoided a lot of the stresses, a lot of the anxiety that went into that. And so now my desire is to help others to be able to avoid those pitfalls, where then you can now get that information without the struggles that I had to have, and not just me, my household. Okay. And so there's going to be times where you're going to blame yourself for not doing this stuff earlier. All you can do is what you can do at this stage of life now. You cannot rewind time. You cannot go back and fix it. All you have is the time you have now, and to move forward for the health of your children's future, or if you are the student of your future. Okay. So forgive yourself, breathe, realize you are where you are now, realize it is not too late, and understand that it can be what it needs to be for your children or you to get the monies that you need for your education, okay? Also, another part of keeping your sanity during this process of scholarships is to make sure that in the process you are cultivating your relationship with your child or children in a good, positive manner. Please, please, please see the task at hand, focus, be disciplined, but within that, do not neglect you and your children um, taking time for each other in a something not connected to scholarships. Make sure that you are giving feedback, constructive feedback when necessary, only when necessary, because remember, your child, your student, they have their finals that they're going to be contending with. They have other quizzes and tests. They may have extracurricular activities that they're doing in their schools. They have a lot of pressure going on. They have to decide about the college that they want to attend. So there's a lot of pressure that they're facing. So that on top of you requiring them or you strongly encouraging them to do their scholarships and staying on top of things to make sure that things are moving along the way they're needing to be, you have to realize that there's going to be a moment where everyone's going to have their breaking point. You, the guardian, the parent, the child, the student. So you have to pay attention and you have to be aware of when is it the time to pull them, when is it the time to push them, also when is it the time to leave them alone. So that way they can just breathe, so that they can just chill and relax, okay? Really important to know those cues. And you may actually, parent or guardian, you may want to ask a person on the outside of the situation to keep an eye on it for you. So that way you may be entrenched in it, right? You may not be able to recognize when you've pushed a little bit too hard or when you're pulling too strongly or when you're leaving them alone when they don't need to be left alone. So it might be a good practice. I would encourage that you would have someone on the outside, not somebody on the inside of the family, because everybody is feeling that same tension, okay? But someone who's on the outside to look at it and say, hey, Sue, you need to, hey, your baby is a little stressed right now. I know you need to have them do that scholarship right now, but just breathe, okay? It's okay to allow someone else to speak into it where you may be a little blindsided, all right? The other aspect of that is to when you do give the constructive feedback, make sure it is in a tone of encouragement, not a tone of derogatory or demeaning or condemning. Okay, make sure that when you are offering constructive feedback, it's always in a positive and encouraging, inspirational tone. That can make the difference in the world. Now, I will not deny that some children do not respond in a way to bring um, progress with niceties all the time. Sometimes you got to put your foot in little Bobby's behind in a loving way. Just a little love tap in the just not physically. So don't misunderstand me, anyone. Not physically, but you got to give them a little love tap to let them know I'm not playing with you. Okay? I need you to work on that essay for such and such scholarship because it's due at the end of this week. Don't play with me. No, Bobby, you are not going to be able to play your video games today. You're going to chill right there at that table and get some of that scholarship essay done. All right. And then maybe offer afterwards. And then afterwards, we can go to, whatever the favorite ice cream joint is in your city and treat them to one of their favorite ice cream cones or something like that. So you have to make sure when you're giving those constructive feedbacks, that you couple it with, you sandwich it and end book it with something, a love language that they like. They may not like ice cream. They may really enjoy a good physical hug from you, a strong hug from you. That might be what encourages them and keeps them motivated to do what they need to do, because they see you making sure that they're doing what they need to do, but you're not being a dictator. Okay, you're not being a bully about it. Okay, those are some important things. Maybe their love language is a gift. Maybe they like to receive gifts. So maybe you can say, I can't afford like a large amount of anything. However, I might can go to the store and get them their favorite color, whatever. That's get it on discount. They don't have to know. Okay. If you're the student, you may have people in your corner, or you may be doing this yourself without much support. So, my encouragement to you would be, when you are doing this process of scholarships, whether it's researching, whether it is networking, or whether it is actually doing the logistics of the scholarship, in just do something for yourself nice once you've completed the scholarship. Okay, do something for yourself that you really enjoy, that brings you a level of excitement and fun. Because if you're always in that work mode, okay, again, you're going to be doing the schoolwork, but on top of that, you got the scholarship stuff, and you even may be one of those students that have a job. And so all of those things combined can bring quite a bit of stress, but you can encourage yourself by getting something that you really like to do, and say, okay, I'm going to do that after I'm done with 4 scholarships this month. This is what I'm going to do to reward myself. Okay. That's absolutely fine, and nothing wrong with that at all. Okay. The other aspect of it is, if you do have parents that are in your corner, or guardians that are in your corner, and you all are doing this as a partnership type of thing, um, agree to find a day within the week that you don't talk about scholarships whatsoever. Nothing regarding scholarships, just one day out of the week. It can help bring a refreshing, it can bring a rejuvenation when there's no discussion about it, there's no communications about it. Don't read no emails about it, don't look at no documentations about it. Just nothing regarding scholarships. Even when you're in the grips of having to have a lot of deadlines due, just make sure you set and agree upon a day that you all do not discuss anything scholarship related. Now, let me just also include this. If you are in a situation, parent and or student, where there is a separation with your parents, or if there is a divorce and the student has to go from one household to another, however way the situation is arranged, try, if you and your ex are applicable and if you have a decent relationship with one another, try to get them to also buy into what I just described earlier about providing the student with good criticism, not criticism, sorry, a good feedback. Make sure that they are on board with, hey, let's make sure that we are on one accord. This is what we need to do for our child, for them to feel encouraged and supported. So make sure that they're on board with that as well, so that you're speaking the same language. And I will just say this very boldly: parents, do not create more stress for your student, your child, or your children that are going through the scholarship process. You shouldn't do it in any circumstance, number one, but specifically, do not cause this part to be any more stressful than it has to be. Do not be bickering. Don't be talking about your ex in front of your child. Well, I don't know how come he don't have you doing another type of scholarship. Why he got you doing that kind of scholarship? He don't know what's going. She don't know. She that blah, 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 boom. Y'all need to quit that crap. Cut that out. Get on one accord about that child or your children, and get a plan together where you all can help that child succeed in their scholarship journey, so that way they can have at least that type of comfort as they're going through this stressful process. Okay. Also, in terms of if there's situations where a student has to go between one household and another, make sure that whatever day I spoke of earlier to just relax and don't do anything scholarship related, make sure that you and your ex has have discussed that, and that you all will agree. If they leave my home on Monday and they're with you on Friday, and if Friday is the day that has been agreed upon in one home to not discuss anything scholarship related, see that the ex can also agree to that. Again, hopefully they are civil minded. Hopefully they are not in it to win it in terms of an argument for argument's sake, because they mad because you didn't stay with them, you left them for chick around the way, or whatever the situation. Don't allow your child to be a part of your strategy to get back at your child. Don't do that to them, period. But secondly, I'm referring specifically to the scholarship time. Okay, cool. Cool. All right. So now the next part that we want to discuss regarding scholarships is to keep your sanity. When you start having your child win scholarships, celebrate, celebrate, celebrate again. Celebrate, celebrate again. Why celebrate? Because it feels doggone good to get a phone call or an email or a letter in the mail stating that your child has received a scholarship. That should be a moment of rejoicing. I hope you would take the time to really do something relatively meaningful for that child, to celebrate them. Again, all things will be deposits in their lives. And if they see you not excited about them winning a scholarship, no matter whether it's a $20 winning, or whether it's a $50,000 or a $45,000 per year winning, no matter the size of the winning, celebrate with them, because you are depositing into them the understanding that their work is being rewarded. Hold on, something just fell. Haha, thank you. Their work is being rewarded, and they are worthy to be celebrated. Okay. So you never want the children in your home to be celebrated more in the outside world than they are in your own home. Okay. Hear me what I'm saying. You never want your child to be celebrated more in the outside world than they are in their own home. So celebrate the winnings, okay? Um, Before the pandemic, before COVID-19, when we were winning scholarships, when my children were winning scholarships, that was highly stressful. And I'm going to tell you why. It's because we were running ragged. And I mean, it was rough, being because most scholarships sort of kind of are clustered together in terms of when they're happening. Scholarships are happening all year long. But if you see some of my previous episodes, which I'll list in the comment section, certain scholarships are clumped together in a specific season. So as an example, right now, this is considered a high scholarship season because a lot of scholarships are happening through the fall months. So when we were winning scholarships, and I'm thankful that we were, it was a lot of requirements from the people who facilitated the scholarships. You have to do this and you have to do that, and you have to attend a banquet, and you have to turn around 3 times, touch your toes, and put your tongue on your nose. And I'm exaggerating with that last example, but you understand what I'm saying. You get what I mean. So we really were running ragged. And a lot of times at that time, some of my oldest child may have had a scholarship banquet, 2 of them in the same day, or 3 of them in the same day. And what we had to try to figure out was, okay, dad, can you go to this one during this time? And then mom, I'll go to the other one with her during this time. Sometimes that worked out, sometimes it didn't. Um, I would say to you, if you have a child who has won a scholarship and or a few scholarships and those banquets, again, things are a little bit different now. They may shift and change to Zoom meetings where the scholarship um, uh, finalist, you know, has to be present or something like that. You may run into a circumstance where some of those collide in conflict in terms of time and days, and they may be required to be at two different scholarship banquets at the same time. What you can do if you discover that your child is a finalist or they've won one of the scholarships or two of the scholarships and they need to be present to receive it, you might need to reach out to the scholarship contact person, the main scholarship contact person, and have a conversation and say, listen, we are so thankful, we are so grateful, but there's another scholarship that my student has won. Is there any possible way that you all would give an allowance for them to miss this scholarship banquet or this meeting, however way they decide to do it this year, and see what they say. That's all you can do. I mean, it's really all you can do. I have seen where certain scholarship facilitators have had leniency in that area, and they have shown such awesome grace, and they understand, they get it, and they've said so and so one, they weren't able to be present with us at this time due to another banquet or scholarship banquet that they were required to be at. We People understand. Sometimes you may have some hard-nosed jokers, though, those scholarship people who are very stringent about their rules and may not want to bend to make an accommodation for you. Again, if it's a situation where you find one is not accommodating, check the other scholarship facilitator to see if they then would be lenient and give your child a excused absence because of another scholarship banquet, okay? Or if it, I don't know, it may turn into a Zoom meeting, like I said. That will help you a lot not to have to run around in 50,000 different directions. So that's really, really important, okay? The other thing is talk to your employer, parents or students. Talk to your employer. And if you win a scholarship and there is a requirement for you to attend a banquet of some sort or some type of meeting or press release or whatever the case may be, uh, talk to your employer and let them know what's going on. Hopefully, you work for a person or a company who understands that you are a student and that you are in your senior or your junior or your senior school year, or you are a college student rather, or also that you need a little break, and see if they can help you. Say, I have to be at a scholarship banquet, and give them the date. Try to give it to them as soon as possible and say, do you mind if I can rearrange my work schedule so I can accommodate this? Hopefully they'll be happy with you and for you, and they'll rejoice with you, and hopefully they will grant you that arrangement. But make sure you are diligent in upholding what the arrangement is if they do allow you to get off for attending that particular banquet or what have you. If you're the parent or the guardian, let your employer know that you are in a high season right now with your senior, your high school senior or your junior, and let them know you're going to need to see if you can take some days off to help your student in this process. If they've had a student in this process before, they may be able to have some empathy and sympathy with you and say, I get it, I understand. If they don't, it may be a little bit more difficult for them to get it, Try to positively explain all of the situation. And again, so sorry, my thing fell again. It's going to be all right. Sorry. Um, Try to explain to them the situation as best as possible to let them know the um, various components without giving them all the detail, but as best as you can, give them as best of the components as you can so they can see it's not just you trying to chill at your house to drink lemonade and watch your favorite Netflix show. Okay, let them know that your student is in the middle of a lot of activity right now. It's the highest pressure they've ever felt, and you, as their parent, really wants to be there to support them as well as be their transportation if they don't happen to be drivers at the time. Okay, so these are some of the things that can help your sanity, to know that you have the backing of your employer, to know that you have set some perimeters for yourself with winning scholarships and having communication with the scholarship facilitators. All right. And then there's one thing I'd like to interject here that is something that I have found helpful. Your child, I mentioned earlier that your child needs a break, but parents, know that you also need a break. Take time away from the scholarship senior time. You know that I always do my self care Fridays, but this ties into just realize that you are in a stressful situation as well because you want your child to go to a higher education. You want your child to get a diploma. You want your child to do typically better than you have, right? So you're thinking about all of these things. You're getting all of this data, all of this input coming from the schools that your children go to, from the schools that your children may be applying for, even schools that your children didn't apply for. You're getting a lot of information, and it takes a moment to try to process all of that um, without feeling anxious, without feeling nervous and a lot of panic. So be sure to be kind to yourself in this process, okay? It's really, really important. Keeping your sanity in this scholarship situation is necessary. All right. All right. I am almost done. I did want to reference something. I have a beautiful friend, also my sister. She is Latanya Riley, and she is a godsend to so many people. And she is a part of an organization. She's partnered with an organization that helps students. They give away every year. For this year, they're giving away $600,000 to high school seniors and college freshmen. All right, that's a lot of money. Okay. And it is F as in Frank, E as in Edward, S as in Sam, FES. You don't have to be a part of FES. You can be, but you don't have to be. And there's a simple process that you have to do in order to be considered for this scholarship. Her name is Latanya Riley. I want you to type in, if you're watching this on Facebook, I want you to type this in LATONYA. That's her first name. Hi, Latanya. Last name Riley. Riley. Latanya Riley. I'm going to put her information in the description, in my comment sections on both YouTube and the Facebook page, so you all can reference her tag. I'm going to tag her, and you all reply back to the comment where I tag her on Facebook. And if you're interested in getting information, she will contact you herself and do that. And I thank you, Latanya Riley, for being a part of such a wonderful organization that does that for children. Again, I will be posting all of this content regarding Scholarship Saturdays and previous episodes in my description comment area in the Facebook page comments, as well as my YouTube page. Please go to my YouTube page if you would, and help me spread this information, spread this great news about scholarships and all other types of commentary that I do. Please like, please share, please comment, as well as subscribe. I am looking for 1,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel before the end of 2020. We can do it. Would you help me do it? It's awesome. You can also support me with the content that I provide: the Monday motivation, the Relational Wednesday, the Self Care Friday, and the Scholarship Saturday. I am a part of Patreon, Patreon, and you can supply me with just $5 month subscription, and that will help me to continue to provide you all with meaningful, inspirational, encouraging content. Okay. I really put a lot of thought and prayer into each and every episode I do, and people have been telling me that it's been helpful to them. I've been doing this all my life, so the social media part is new for me. But the stuff that I've been talking about has been stuff that I've been doing for years. So this is just a new way for me to get that information out. So again, I don't want people to think, oh Lord, here's another person on the social media doing something new. I've actually been doing it for many, many years, but I'm just bringing it to you all in a greater level of space. So if you find it helpful, encouraging, please go to the YouTube channel, subscribe, like, comment, share, but also become a Patreon for $5. I'll put that information also in the comment section. Blessings. Have a lovely, lovely day. I love you all. Light, love, Letra. All right. Bye.